Welcome everybody, I'm Kathy, one of the educators at Arthritis New Zealand, and I'm very pleased to have with me today an experienced and very knowledgeable naturopath, Jo Clarke from Blackmores, and this is the last in our series for now, and today's topic is around autoimmune conditions and how a naturopath can help support your joint health. So just like to welcome Jo and hand over to you.
Hi everyone, thank you very much Kathy, and welcome back to the fourth webinar in the series from Blackmores. So just a general note only, this information is intended for general information only. Please see your healthcare practitioner for individualised recommendations, especially if you're taking any medication, as there can be some interactions with some supplements. So first, a little bit about the immune system. So just note that I am going to go into a little bit of detail with things. So just even if you pick up 1 or 2 points, that's enough. You can always come back and have a look later. But I just want to give a really good overview of how you can help with autoimmune conditions. So the immune system is made up of an interconnected network of molecules, cytokines, proteins, and cells that together function to defend the body against non-self proteins or antigens. So white blood cells, antibodies, the complement system, lymphatic system, the spleen, the thymus, and the bone marrow. The immune system protects us from foreign invaders. Foreign invaders include bacteria, viruses, toxins, which can actually produce chemicals as well, and parasites. So these foreign invaders contain antigens that can spark an immune response and inflammation with associated pain. But the immune system is also dynamic and highly responsive to internal and external influences, including stress, anxiety, diet, increasing age, overtraining, as in overtraining with exercise, and environmental influences. Chronic immune dysregulation may arise if immune homeostasis or balance cannot be achieved. This can cause the immune system to become overburdened, leading to increased inflammation and pain. There are some arms of the immune system. So one of them is the innate immunity, which includes the barriers of the body. So this is your first line of defense that help to keep harmful bugs entering your body. And this system is activated immediately or within hours of the invader in the body. So that's why your skin actually helps with the immune system. Your stomach acid helps to kill bugs. Mucus secretions, so your gut mucus secretions as well help keep you safe from invaders. So your gut function is very important, as we'll talk about soon, and then in the state of the intestinal tract. Also your respiratory tract, your nasopharynx, cilia, and body hair are all parts of the innate immune system. There's also the adaptive immune system, which is an immune response specific to pathogens or bugs presented, which develops over time. So what is an autoimmune condition? It's when the body's immune system attacks and destroys healthy body tissue. Most autoimmune diseases cause inflammation and pain that can affect many parts of the body. And when the presence of antibodies that target the tissue's own tissues are present. The types of autoimmune conditions, there are approximately 80 of them classified to date, and they can include autoimmune thyroiditis, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, ankylosing spondylitis, Sjogren syndrome, and type 1 diabetes. And there's also a number of chronic inflammatory conditions that don't fit into these classified definitions of autoimmune diseases, but the underlying immune dysfunction and contributing factors may be very similar. So this includes cardiovascular disease, endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome. So much of these learnings from this webinar can be applied to these conditions also. So naturopaths look more at the underlying imbalances in the body, although knowing the type of condition can help determine what is happening in the body and help with naturopathic recommendations. So an integrated perspective on autoimmune immunity or immune dysregulations, a complex disease state, which I'm going to talk about now. There's also the field of psychoneuroimmunology, which focuses on the link between immune system, nervous system, hormonal system, and psychological processes. So you'll see how stress can play a big factor in how it impacts on the immune system. By looking at the research, naturopaths and practitioners can understand underlying immune dysfunction that appears across all autoimmune conditions. Complementary medicine is showing evidence of improvements in the quality of life in those living with autoimmune conditions. So these are all the factors that impact on the development and severity of pain, which can be influenced by a broad range of factors that trigger inflammation. So stress is a big one, environmental factors like with certain foods and chemicals that come in through the environment, the gut imbalances, which we'll talk about soon, toxicity, nutrient deficiencies, immune dysfunction in general, genetics play a factor, dietary factors, and an infection. These can all influence the severity of pain and inflammation. And by understanding these broad factors that trigger the immune imbalance, that they're modifiable, then recommendations can be made. So it's important to help to work alongside a naturopath or practitioner that can help support you and to identify causes or triggers on a case-by-case basis that's specific to you individually. So I talked about nutrition a lot in my last webinar. So how can good nutrition support someone with arthritis in April last month? So if you would like to go into more detail, then that webinar is there as well. So nutrition plays a big role on how severe your autoimmune condition can be. And it also impacts on what toxicity levels you have, what nutrient deficiencies you have, what gut imbalances you may have, and dietary factors. But here's a little overview of healing vegetables and avocado, the fruit. So the more of these foods you can have in your diet, like kale, ginger, carrots. Carrots are full of beta-carotene, which have vitamin A, but you need to eat them with fat to help them really be absorbed. So you can eat them with avocado, spinach, kumara, or sweet potato, coriander, celery, asparagus, cucumber, and garlic. So these all have really healing properties to deal with underlying imbalances with autoimmune conditions. There's also a lot of healing fruits, so it's best to get organic if possible, so you minimize the chemical load. So raspberries, organic blueberries, apricots, papaya, bananas, also dates and apples and coconut. Oil can be added to baking, and so the bliss balls can be a really good way of having some healthy treats and snacks. And these all deal with supporting dietary factors, minimizing toxicity, minimizing nutrient deficiencies, and minimizing gut imbalances that can impact on autoimmune conditions. Also, raw celery is a really great thing first thing in the morning. Also, other raw juices with celery, carrots, apple, beetroot, ginger to see results faster. Smoothies with bananas and dates, blueberries, nut butter, pea protein. Ensuring you're really hydrated is important to minimize coffee and alcohol, fizzy drinks, and junk food and processed food. So you want to really shift the balance quickly with these foods and smoothies and raw juices to reduce acidity as well and detox and support your gut health to reduce pain. Supplemental recommendations. So this is really important if you are in a lot of chronic pain and you need to sort of see results fast, because these work on the anti-inflammatory level, which is similar to the pathways that medication works on, but do check with your doctor regarding any blood thinners you may be on. So fish oils help with reducing inflammation, and you need sort of at a level of 2.7 grams of omega-3s. But you can get triple strength available. But if you are vegan or vegetarian, then flax oil and evening primrose is another source of good anti-inflammatory support. Also, turmeric is really anti-inflammatory, but it's not as easily absorbed in food. So getting something like with curcumin is the active ingredient turmeric, but something that's patented like long vita or theracumin, really concentrated, and will help you see results faster. Also, celery seed is really great if there's any swelling or fluid buildup or gout associated with pain. And these help support the immune dysfunction, gut imbalances, and nutrient deficiencies. And did you know 70 to 80% of your immune system is in the gut? So that's why it's really important to look after your gut and digestive health. So certain foods and medications can compromise the gut lining, allowing unwanted toxins, antigens, and bacteria to enter the bloodstream. And this is referred to as leaky gut. So this can trigger an immune response and can result in pain and also low mood. So the aim is to heal the gut lining, eliminate junk food, reduce toxic load, eliminate pathogens, and repopulate with good bacteria. Probiotics and prebiotics. So prebiotics feeds the probiotics, and acacia gum. So this is a fibrous gum, essential to keep the gut healthy and modulate the immune system. So probiotic can influence regulation of gene expression, support regularity of the immune system, and of course, avoiding gluten-containing foods and processed foods can really help with minimizing that damage to the intestinal tract. Also, gut barrier function helps protect against persistent infections. Other considerations to support and soothe gut lining are slippery elm, mastic gum, aloe vera, a good yeast called Saccharomyces boulardii, and the nutrients on the next page. A diet with stewed apples that are tart or sour with cinnamon to help reduce the blood sugar load, help with regularity, and provide prebiotics to help feed good bacteria and heal the gut. So supplemental recommendations, which are associated with autoimmune conditions, are vitamin A and vitamin D. So these support mucous membrane health, immune system modulation and regulation. Also, zinc is very important for the immune system regulation and wound healing and good mood. And selenium is another mineral that's very important for those with especially rheumatoid arthritis and autoimmune conditions. So a study was done on people with rheumatoid arthritis at 200 milligrams per day for 3 to 6 months, and it had significant reductions in pain and joint inflammation. So specific infections, past or present, are noted to trigger or exacerbate autoimmune conditions. For example, Epstein-Barr virus, H. pylori, parasites, and fungal infection. And there's some really great herbs to support antiviral activity, antibacterial action, immune balancing, and the ability to cope with stress and restore vitality. So these are astragalus, Siberian ginseng, reishi mushrooms, garlic, vitamin C, lysine, which is an amino acid, ginger, echinacea, and pumpkin seeds are really good for eradicating worms and bugs. And stress and sleep support. So magnesium is really an important mineral for muscle relaxation and those under stress. It helps relief with those that get cramps and twitches, so nerve and muscle pain, and people with pain need more magnesium. Also, B complex helps support energy levels, healthy nerves, reduces stress, is important for mood. So, but you need to take them with food in the morning so they don't keep you awake because they can be quite energizing. Ashwagandha is a herb that has adaptogenic properties, which helps to deal with stresses that come up, and it's also an anti-inflammatory, so it's very recommended for those with autoimmune conditions. Meditation is very important for relaxation and helping to feel in balance. Therapeutic massage as well helps circulation, toxin removal, relaxes muscles, and improves well-being. And herbs to help relax and sleep are lavender, lemon balm, hops, passion flower, and valerian. There's also creams and balms that you can rub on the joints, so wintergreen oil, menthol, magnesium helps to increase circulation and heat to joints, relieving pain, plus help with any cramps. There's also creams like tiger balm, arnica, ginger, basil, capsicum, cold compress to reduce acute swelling, hot compress to relieve aches and pains, and warm to hot baths. So soak for 15 minutes with a handful of Epsom salts or a few drops of anti-inflammatory essential oils like chamomile and lavender. And remember, it's all about shifting the balance. So a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and it's what you do 80% of the time that impacts on your health. Please note these guidelines are for general information only. It's important to see your healthcare professional or an integrated practitioner so they can assess your case and ensure no interactions with your medications, and a complementary medicine guide is at the following link. Thank you for joining me over the last 4 webinars. or even one. It was great to have you here. Also, thank you for Arthritis New Zealand for the opportunity to share this information with you all. And please let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks, Jo. It's certainly been a real privilege for us to have you and for you to share your knowledge and experience with us. And we do look forward to having you again on some other topics in the future. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I hope that you've got something valuable out of it. I know that I've learned a few things too. And thank you, Jo. And we look forward to having you again very soon.